Uh, Thank you very much. Can you all hear me? First of all, my apologies. I don't actually have any presentation. Mine is a rather ad hoc talk, just developed at a short notice. Okay, thank you. So, first of all, I'd like to congratulate the organizers of this meeting. You know, in the early days of commercialization of artemisinin, in the early 2000s, there were regular symposiums and meetings regarding artemisinin, and they kind of faded away a little bit. And it's really nice to see them coming back. And the science that we hear about here is really impressive. To see the use of artemisinin in community-based initiatives and the benefits of those initiatives is really heartwarming. I'm sure you will all agree. Yeah? And of course, it's very nice to reconnect with old friends and make new friends. So thank you very much. So our company, Botanical Extracts, which we call BE, is a modern commercial botanical extracts business located in Athi River, which is just south of Nairobi in Kenya. We process annually between 4,000 to 5,000 tons of different botanical raw materials. We have a capability to use volatile solvents. We can do hydro extraction, steam distillation, and cold pressing. Our core skills are being able to analyze components of plants, to do very efficient extraction, distillation, and of course to build a raw material supply chain. We don't make any finished products. We sell technical grade extracts and ingredients to manufacturers in the pharma industry, the personal care products, very much the food and beverage industry, and natural pesticides. We try to work with top-end customers in each of the industries we serve, and we try to get out of the ruck of the commodity market. So that's a broad outline of our business. It's owned, the major shareholder, 51%, is the IPS group, the same part of the Aga Khan Development Network, which has also been supporting Didier's very, very impressive work, by the way, I must say, and I'm sure you will all agree. The other 49% is a small UK-based technology business that has developed the process and built our manufacturing facility in Kenya. I must stress that BE is absolutely a for-profit business. It has the added objectives of producing something that's actually useful to society or that has strong economic benefits, particularly backing into a smallholder farmer-based supply chain, raw material supply chain. So what many of you may not know, our business actually started with Artemisia. In the early 2000s, there was a huge pressure to develop sustainable commercial supplies of artemisinin, almost from scratch. And there was actually a huge excitement about the commercial artemisinine business. And for better or worse, we got onto that train, and for better or worse, by the way, we built a factory very quickly, which was commissioned in 2009. We were quickly producing a 99% pure artemisinin as part of the supply chain to Big Pharma. Okay? Now, you may think this is all about processing, but it isn't at all, actually. It's mostly about generating raw material, which is much harder than building a factory. I mean, the process is hard, but building a sustainable raw material supply chain is very difficult. And within quite a short time, we got up to, I think our peak was just over 2,000 tons a year of raw material produced in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And in fact, the whole story started here in Arusha River in the late 90s. One of the founders of our business was growing Artemisia in Arusha River. And one of my former colleagues, Harold, was a key part of building up that supply chain. And I think you can attest that was quite a hectic but exciting time. Yeah? And we also got a lot of support from our friend Xavier from Mediplant, who helped us generate the seed and to build up production. So I did say for better or worse, and initially the business went well, actually. But it's quite clear that the commercial aspects of botanical extraction are very different from the social and the scientific aspects. These are actually quite small markets, relatively small changes in supply and offtake, whiplash prices. Within a few short years, we saw prices go from $300 a kilo up to over 1,000, down to less than 100, to the point where you could not even sell the product. And part of the reason was that the incidence of malaria halved over the course of about 10 years, which for humanity is a great thing. If you produce artemisinin, not such a great thing, by the way. Okay? So that brought us to a very challenging time. I have to say our business nearly foundered. We decided to diversify, and we have subsequently been able to recover. We now produce between 4,000 to 5,000 products tons of 3 different products, which we consider core products. We produce quinine alkaloids, which is extracted from cinchona, most of which goes to the pharma industry and to the beverage industry. We produce pyrethrum extracts, which are a very environmentally friendly natural pesticide, which has quite a lot of potential for growth. We are moving into the production of food ingredients, particularly natural colorants, which have a lot of potential. The first one we're doing is orange to red colorant, annatto, which you probably consume every day, although you're not aware of it. And we're developing the production of stevia extracts, which are a non-glycemic sweetener with a lot of benefits for combating obesity and diabetes. Okay? So that's more or less where we are now. So we're financially stable. We got a lot of help, by the way, from our partners in the pharma industry, who were very supportive, from social investment funds, particularly the Acumen Fund from the US, from the International Finance Corporation, from our friends at IPS, part of the Aga Khan Development Network, and we secured big grants from USAID and the British government. So that's where we are today, who we are, and it has been requested that I make a few comments about the potential of the botanical extraction business for this region. Okay? So, actually, the botanical extracts industry is huge. It is worth way more than tens of billions of dollars at the extraction stage. And there are so many opportunities and extracts, and you consume them every day, and you're not even aware. If you had some yogurt for breakfast, you probably consumed a small amount of a botanical extract. If you had a Coke with your lunch, you had some botanical extracts. If you like to have a beer before your dinner this evening, most likely you will consume some botanical extracts. Okay? And what we believe, and more than believe, because we are living it and experiencing it, there is actually a big opportunity for commercial botanical extraction in this region. The biggest part of the cost of botanical extracts is the raw material. Raw material costs in the main producers in Asia is increasing rapidly. We have a very broad range of climatic conditions here, and if we choose wisely and invest carefully, there is no reason why we cannot develop very successful businesses here with a lot of economic benefits. Feedback to small-scale farmers, more added value in the region, balance of payments benefits. Okay? Now, finally, if I can bring the circle round from the start of our interest to artemisinin to interaction with this community, I would like to propose three things. We've heard today how difficult it is to do analysis of raw materials and products. And as a way of paying forward, I think our shareholders would be quite happy or pleased to support well-structured projects within the region to assist in, at a very low cost, at cost, analysis of raw materials and products. Secondly, we have a good experience of commercializing new products. So any of you that have artemisinin-based ideas for commercial products that are close to the final stage, we would be pleased to talk to you and to cooperate to assist you in that final step of process development, pilot scale manufacturing, interaction with customers. And finally, we'd be very pleased to incorporate some of the products that we're hearing about today, the natural pesticides, the fungicides, some of the other potential products into our farmer supply network. And by the way, we work with 3,000 or 4,000 small-scale farmers. So thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for your speech. Is there any, there's time for one question maybe? Just one question?
Thank you for the submissions, both business side. I am particularly interested in the business side. And one of the comments that you both did not make but perhaps I've done it, is what is your contribution to the regulations around this Artemisia business? There was a mention of low standardization or no standardization, but are you engaging the policymakers? Because perhaps, I don't know, with standardization, there could be more people coming into the market in this business. But do share your experience on this. Thank you.
So we have almost nothing to do with regulatory issues except to comply with them and sometimes to wonder about the wisdom of them. Okay? And so that's a big wonder, by the way. What I was proposing is actually something much simpler. When you're trying to develop a new product, you do have to standardize to some extent, or you do at least need to understand what is the level of the active ingredient in what you're proposing to treat people. And that's not actually very easy, and it can be quite complex and quite expensive to set up such a system, which we have done. And we would be happy to support on that side of development of new products. But as for dealing with regulators, it's not really our strength.